Hey everyone, welcome back. You guys want to know how to play salsa piano, so we're doing a deep dive on that today.
Yeah, should be fun.
Piano Freak's tutorial on YouTube, The Secret of Salsa.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking at today.
Mm-hmm.
Should be pretty interesting.
Ah,
Let's jump into it.
all right.
So Piano Freak starts out by giving us the four main chords we're going to be using.
Yeah,
F major, D minor, 7, G minor, and C9.
right.
Not exactly the most exotic chords, right?
Mhm.
You hear these everywhere.
Yeah, you hear those all the time, but the magic is in putting them together in the right way.
Yeah, and in a kind of specific way too.
Yeah, for sure.
So they highlight this thing where you keep the same shape in your right hand when you're switching from D minor 7 to C9.
Right.
You just shift the bass note.
Exactly. And that's a really important element of Latin music in general. It's that bass movement
Yeah,
that gives it that kind of signature sound.
interesting.
Yeah.
So then we get to this doubling
Yeah.
technique where you double the root note for F major and G minor.
Mm-hmm.
Why does that make such a big difference?
Well, think about it like this. You're essentially adding like a little bit more oomph to the root of the chord. It
Yeah.
just adds more depth and richness to the sound.
Yeah.
It's a subtle thing, but it really makes a difference.
Gotcha. So then we get to probably the most interesting part,
Yes.
the montuno.
The Montuna.
And this is where things start to sound very salsa.
Exactly. Yeah.
So they break down the full chord into this like syncopated right-hand pattern.
Yeah, and that's really the rhythmic foundation of salsa music. It's that
Yep.
montuno pattern that really
Mhm.
gives it that drive and energy.
And it's also something that can be improvised on quite a bit, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you have that basic pattern down,
Yeah.
you can really start to play around with it and add your own little flair to it.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, cool. And then they give us a couple of ways to spice things up a little bit,
Right.
like adding some extra notes from the scale.
Yeah, like taking that main note and going down a step.
Yeah.
Just adding a little more melodic interest to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so then they get into arpeggiation,
Yes.
where you play the notes of the chord one by one.
Mm-hmm.
So this sort of breaks up the chord, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It introduces a different texture. You're not just hitting the whole chord at once. You're kind of, spreading it out a little bit.
Yep.
And it creates a different kind of energy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then finally, Piano Freak gives us this like full montuno with everything in it.
Right.
And it sounds so cool.
Yeah, it's like the full package. You've got all the elements in there, and it really it really comes together.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel too overwhelming because they built it up so gradually.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. It's not like they just throw everything at you all at once.
Yeah.
It's a very like step-by-step process.
Okay.
And by the time you get to that full montuno, it's like, "Oh yeah. Okay, this makes sense."
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so now we get to like the heart and soul of salsa piano.
Yeah.
The kumbao.
The tumbao.
This is the bass line, right?
It is, yeah, it's the bass line rhythm
Yeah.
that really drives the music. It's that kind of that heartbeat of salsa.
Okay.
And it's all about that asymmetrical pattern,
Okay.
where you're hitting those notes on the end of 2 and 4.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's a very specific rhythm.
So it's not just straight eighth notes or whatever.
No. It's got that syncopation to it.
Okay. Gotcha.
And that's what gives it that real like, that drive that makes you want to move.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And it's such a simple rhythm too.
It is. Yeah, it's deceptively simple.
Yeah.
It's only a few notes, but it's the way that they're placed
Yeah.
that really makes all the difference.
So then what happens when we combine the montuno and the tumbao?
Magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when it all comes together,
Huh.
You've got the rhythmic drive of the tumbao, and
Mhm.
then you've got the harmonic and melodic richness of the montuno, and
Mm.
they just work together perfectly.
Yeah, it creates this like really full sound.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like a wall of sound,
Yeah.
but it's not like a cacophonous wall of sound. It's a beautiful,
Right.
well organized wall of sound.
Okay, awesome. So basically, if you want to play salsa piano, you got to learn the chord progression.
Yep.
Get that montuno down,
Mm-hmm.
and then that tumbao is essential.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the 3 key ingredients.
And then you can just improvise from there, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Once you have those basic elements down,
Yeah.
you can really start to, to branch out and
Yeah.
explore and come up with your own ideas.
So you don't need to stick to the exact patterns that Piano Freak lays out.
No, not at all.
I love that.
Those are just those are just like starting points.
Right.
It's like once you understand the basic principles,
Yeah.
then
Sure.
you can kind of take it from there and make it your own.
Awesome. All right, so that is salsa piano in a nutshell.
There you go.
Go out there, make some music,
Have fun with it.
and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.
See ya.